Welcome back to another episode of Ignite Success, where we highlight those who are making a big impact and creating success for people locally and worldwide. I'm Morgan Yonge, and I'm joined today by Paul Lajoie with BizBuyPro. Paul, thank you so much for joining.
Excellent. Glad to be here.
Yes. So, Paul, you help people sell their businesses, buy and sell their businesses. Right. Is that correct?
Yeah, mostly buy.
Mostly buy.
But yeah, we can sell them for you as well.
Fantastic. Yeah. So how did you get into this?
Man, I don't know. So I'm a CPA from education and kind of worked in corporate world for about 10 years. And then all of a sudden, life changed for me around age 30. And me and the wife were getting ready to have our second kid, and she was full-time employed, and we were trying to replace her income. So we started kind of dabbling, like, well, hey, it's a little small business. Maybe you can work part-time and that sort of stuff. And about that time, my brother Bob got laid off. He had worked in corporate world for 25 years, and corporate buyout, and then they just gutted everybody. Right. So I went to him. He got a 2-year severance, and I'm like, why don't we pull our money and buy a little bit bigger business than what we originally were talking about? And we're like, hey, that's fine. So that was our first venture. We bought an existing hardwood floor company. That was 25 years ago. I actually still own that business today.
Really?
My brother Bob is 12 years older than me. So I bought him out 5 or 6 years ago. And along the way, I've accumulated, bought and sold, and operated about 15 other small businesses as well.
Wow, incredible. So when it comes to helping, say someone just gets out of college or they get a nice windfall of money and they want to invest it, you can help them take that first step to acquiring a business.
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay.
Super scary. A lot of people think I thought it was easy. And it was kind of funny because when I bought that first business, I wasn't nervous at all because I didn't know what to do. And I didn't know that there was 10,000 things that I needed to do. So I just kind of jumped in. So I'm actually kind of nervous now about buying small business because I know how hard it is and all the things you have to do. So it's kind of funny back then. I just jumped in. I'm like,
ignorance is bliss.
I know, what the heck am I doing here? But I'm glad I didn't know. Yeah. So probably 4 or 5 years ago, I started helping friends and family that kind of wanted to start small businesses and things like that. And they were making massive mistakes from, little easy things on setting up their legal entity correctly, right? And it is simple to do. It takes 5 minutes, and there's 5 boxes to check. You got to know which box to pick. and it's all foundational stuff, right? So if you pick the wrong box, well, now you're paying maximum taxation in perpetuity forever.
Wow.
Just because you click the wrong box. Well, I'm here. That's what I do to help, right? So that's all foundational stuff. If your foundation is bad, all your walls and your roof are going to come crumbling down, right? Absolutely. So you got to start it right. You got to set it up right. And there literally are about 80 hats you got to wear as a small business owner. And you coming into that space, and maybe you only think there's 5. Well, no, there's a ton. Yeah. So we kind of hold your hand through that entire process because it is very scary. And it's very hard owning a small business, even if you know what you're doing. So if you don't know what you're doing, it's extremely difficult.
Yeah. And so that's kind of why you wrote this book, right?
It is.
To help people jumpstart their success in buying a business?
Without a doubt. So it's always been a bucket list of mine to write a book. I didn't know what book I was going to write. And then this kind of just fell into place here. So that is a complete blueprint. Yeah. So if you wake up one morning and you want to exit your W-2 job, you're a school teacher, you're a military person, or maybe leaving professional sports, or just you're in corporate world, and you wake up one morning like, man, you know what? I'm done. I want to own a small business, but I have no idea what I have to do, or how to value a business, or what business should I own, or how big of a business should I buy, or how do I deal with employees, and how do I set up my payroll taxes and all that sort of stuff. This is a blueprint right here.
Fantastic.
A to Z, we go over everything, right? So it's a super easy read. You should be able to get it done in about 4 to 5 hours. I'm not trying to make you into a subject matter expert on taxes. What I'm trying to make you do or come to a realization is just make you smart enough so you can ask the subject matter experts questions.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, like you go to the tax guy or the CPA. Hey, I'm thinking about a legal entity, but I heard I don't want to be a single member LLC because I've read this book or I listened to this video. Now you're asking those questions.
Beautiful.
Right? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Just to inquire.
Knowing
just
the right
enough.
questions to ask.
It is tough. Yeah, you just can't just say, hey, I want to set up my legal entity. No. Like, hey, I heard these things, and now you become somewhat intelligent, right? And you're making better decisions.
Beautiful. So I heard you can find this book on Amazon July 3rd. Is that right?
3rd, it literally hot off the press. Don't touch it.
Ooh.
So July 3rd, it drops without a doubt. Yeah.
And this book will help you ignite success. Huh?
Oh, yeah. Great.
I love that. So last question to wrap things up. How would you define success?
Wow. I think that's very individual.
It is.
Right. So for me, success is, man, maybe not even business related. Could be family.
Totally good. Yeah.
Could be giving back to the community, helping others that can't help themselves. Yeah. So there's a lot. I think that's a very individual question, without a doubt.
Yeah, and creating that impact that feeds many generations, I think, is a huge definition of success, which is what I get to see that you are doing. So thank you for the great work that you are doing and igniting success all around the world. So
awesome.
It's been a pleasure.
Excellent. Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Ignite Success. If you want more information on Paul Lajoie and BizBuyPro, head on over to dailynewsnetwork.com and we have all the info right there. We'll see you in the next episode of Ignite Success.